Okay, so in this video, I will explain how my code achieves a responsive design for both the X small screens and medium large screens. So I will demonstrate how each section adapts using the Bootstrap's grid system and explain the important decisions I made for the design. So first, let's look at the menu section. Yeah, so for the X small screens, I use the column free, so which means there will be um, four columns showed at the same row when the screen is small, like this. And for medium and large screen, I use the column medium 2, which means there will be at most 6 columns at the same row. So as you can see, now 5 columns lies in the same row. And the second part is the section header with the large image. Yeah, so this part. So as you can see, I use the column 12 to set is with when the size of the screen is small. So as you can see, this picture take on 100% of the width when the screen is small, but when it is large, the screen is medium or large, it can um, place two such big pictures at the same row. And for the next row, um, it should be this line. So I use the column 6. I use the column 6 class here to um, set the interface when the screen is actually small, which means each row can place at most 2 pictures when the screen is small, like this. But when the screen is large, it can take up to 4 pictures in one row. And then it comes to this one, these 3 pictures. So for the same strategy, I set a class to be column 6 so when the screen is pretty small, there will be only 2 pictures at the same line. But when the screen size is medium or large, there will be at most 3 pictures at the same line. And the last part is for the grid. So yeah, so for the grid, I use a row to wrap the whole row, and then I set a class to be column 6, the outer grid, the class of the outer grid to be column 6 and the column medium 4, which means when the screen is small, there will be at most 2 outer grid at the same time in one row. But when the size is big, um, it can they can be at most 3 such grid at the same row. And then it's the inner grid. So in the inner grid, there will be 9 pictures. So it's a 3 multiplied by 3 grid. And for each of the picture, I set their class to be column 4, which means inside this grid, there will be at most 3 pictures at the same line. And by doing so, when I let the screen size to be extra small, it will be like this. And when the size is medium or large, it will be like this. So which meets our requirement.